Alright, let's talk about the mechanical components and the road handling of the new Ford Escape. This year, Ford is offering us 3 engines, and right now, boom! I've got that 2.0 EcoBoost inside this one, and as you can see, it's giving good acceleration. From a standstill, it needs, a little more oomph, but when you're going to go on to some passing maneuvers, when you're on the highway and you floor it, it's where it shines a little bit more. We've got 2 new engines which are available in option for the new Ford Escape this year. The first one is the 1.5 liter EcoBoost inline 4. You're going to be good for 179 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. And you've got 177 pound-feet of torque at 2,500 RPM, so it's quite low. You've got a good aluminum conception for the block and the head. It's direct injection, and you're going to be able to use regular fuel, 87 octane, with this one. Also, you can choose either a front-wheel drive configuration or an all-wheel drive with that 1.5. The other one that we have, it's the 2.0 liter turbo. It's a Twin-Scroll EcoBoost inline 4. 245 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 275 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. But be careful, to get that full power, you need to have premium fuel in this one. So it's 91 octane and plus. But if you want the full potential of this SUV, please put some super in it. The other engine that we're gonna have is the 2.5 liter. It's an atmospheric engine, no turbo on this one, inline 4, 168 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 170 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM. That engine is not far from the numbers of the 1.5 turbo. But the only problem with this one, it's front-wheel drive only. You cannot get an all-wheel drive Escape with that atmospheric engine. Still, once again, a good conception, the use of aluminum block and aluminum head. The 2 other engines offer direct injection, but for this one, it's going to be a sequential multi-port injection. And you're going to be able to use 87 octane fuel in this one. You don't need any premium fuel. So the manual transmission is not available in the Ford Escape anymore. Sorry guys, you're gonna have a 6-speed automatic with paddle shifter. The shifting with the paddle shift, well, even if I right now put it into sports mode, and by the way, you've got a regular mode and a sports mode. Right now I'm in third, I'm gonna move into second. As you can see, it's not that fast, it's not that reactive, but when I floor it, there you go. If I change it with the paddle, it's going to change at whatever RPM I'm in. But when I get to the red line, even if I'm into manual mode right now, I'm going to have to slow back to second if I want to do my demonstration, because I'm getting a little bit fast. Because this engine is pushing. When it's going, it's going. So let's go into second gear. I'm going to have to slow down at 60, flooring it. And it's gonna change for me. That's kind of sad, with paddle shift. Usually I want to keep control of the car even when I'm into sports mode. So let's talk about road handling. The Ford Escape is an SUV that handles like a car. I can feel it when I'm inside. This low noise inside the cabin, this feeling when I'm driving it, the suspension work that I have on the vehicle, it feels all like a car, but I'm in a bigger vehicle where I can see clearly all the vehicle around me, that little high ground clearance, which is going to help me during the winter. It feels like a car. I have no other word to describe this one. Talking about the suspension, well, it's going to change depending on the wheels that you choose. You've got independent Mark Fisson strut with 24mm solid stabilizer bar, and this is going to be with the 18 inches wheel. If you go with the 17 or the 19, you're going to have a bigger bar, 25mm. If we check in the rear, the suspension is quite different. It's a control blade, as they call it, with an 18mm stabilizer bar with the 18 inches. But if you go with the 17 and the 19, the one that we got right now on our vehicle, you're going to be good to have a 19.5mm stabilizer bar. So when you're going to be in a turn, you're going to feel that difference, but that's going to be also because of the tire size that you have on. and you might have a little bit more feeling when you're gonna exit a curve with those difference in the suspension. Direction is not bad. It's not that precise, it's not that communicative, but once again, it feels like a regular sedan in a SUV. So it's a rack and pinion with an electric power assist system. So once again, it's not heavy, it's just perfect for everyday driving. Braking is okay, it's well adapted to this vehicle. Feels that you have enough depending on the situation that you're gonna be. Not too much fade if you push it, and you're gonna be able also to get some brake when you're gonna tow. So for the brakes, you've got big rotors in front, 11.8 inches. It's vented disc. When you look in the rear, it's 11 inches solid disc. If you choose a different engine, let's say the 1.5 or the 2.0, you will have bigger brakes in the front. You will go up to 12.6 inches vented discs. That's going to be enough to stop that vehicle when you're going to be in speed, or even if you're towing. And talking about towing capacity will depend on the engine that you choose. So going from the smaller one, so 1,500 pounds, 2,000 or 3,500 pounds that you're going to be able to tow with the biggest engine and the appropriated hitch in the back. So the more I drive this car, the more I like it. I think it feels really comfortable. You've got good acceleration, you've got a softness that you cannot find in a lot of SUV when you got those big wheels on. And I like the Ford Escape for that. It doesn't have that of a big interior, you know, for luggage space or everything. But once you're riding here in front, you've got a good comfort, and you've got also the little bit of security sense that is added by riding a SUV. Talking about security, you've got a lot of feature with this one. You've got an adaptive cruise control with collision warning and brake support. The sensor detects when the Escape is approaching a slow-moving car in front of you and will adjust the cruise control depending on the situation that you have. You've got also Sync Connect that's going to allow the driver or the owner via smartphone apps to unlock and locate the vehicle. You will also be able to check the fuel level inside your SUV. You've got also an enhanced active park assist, which is going to provide automatic steering assistance to park the vehicle in a parallel or perpendicular parking spot. Also, it's going to pull you out of that parking if you need it. You've got also collision warning that I really like. Another security feature that you can choose in option is the lane keeping system. The system will assist the driver when they drift from their lane. It's going to provide you also steering assistance to move you back in the line that you diverted from. You've got also a driver alert system. This is kind of cool. You know, it's going to monitor your driving maneuver, and it's going to use the data from also the lane keeping assist system. It's going to alert you if you've got signs of fatigue, that you tend to move from one side to another, and when that's going to happen, you're going to see a warning in the instrument cluster telling you that it's time to take a break. Also, you've got advanced track wheel roll stability control. You've got a safety canopy with a sided curtain technology for the first and second row. You've got also a SOS post-crash alert system. So if you get in an accident, or I don't know, you get in a ditch or something like that, and the impact is high enough to trigger that system, you're going to see that the lights, or what's left of them, is going to blink, and you will also have the horn who's going to send a distress signal. So it's going to alert everybody around that something bad happened to your car. You've got also a My Key system, which is programmable. You're going to be able to even set some speed limit and some system configuration on this one, just like parental control. So if you lend your car to your teen or a friend, well, you're going to be able to be sure that they drive in a more secure way. In the Ford Escape, you've got an intelligent four-wheel drive system, and when you're going to switch information display right there in your cluster, you're going to see how much power is sent to the front or the rear wheels. And remember, guys, we like to test the all-wheel drive system of all SUV that we encounter, and this one will go through our diagonal test. What do you think it will do? Well, a little bit of spoiler right here. I'm quite surprised on how well it handled. So get ready, guys. You're gonna see that when a wheel is losing traction, the Ford is working quick and fast to block that wheels and bring the traction where it needs it, where you've got the most grip out of a tire. Let's talk about fuel consumption. Fuel consumption is going to change depending on the configuration that you're going to choose for the Ford Escape. And by the way, if you choose the 1.5 turbo and the 2.0, you will have a start-stop feature that when you're gonna get to a stop sign in traffic or even at a red light, the engine will simply turn off and simply restart when you're gonna let go of the brake. A front-wheel drive Escape, so with the 2.5 liter atmospheric, no turbo on this one, is gonna be good for 11.1 in city mode, 8.1 on the highway, and it's going to be a combine of 9.8. If you choose the 1.5 liter turbo, you're going to be able to do 10.2 around the city and 7.8 in town, so for a combine of 9.1. And if you choose the 2.0 turbo liter engine in front wheel drive configuration, you're going to be good for 10.6 around town, 8 liter on the highway, and 9.4 for a combine. So it's not that much of a difference. When it comes to change, it's going to be if you choose all-wheel drive, 1.5 turbo, 10.7 liter per 100 in a city mode, and 8.3 on the highway. And the biggest fuel consumer of the bunch is the one that we have right now, right here. It's going to be good for 11.5 around the city and 8.7 in highway mode. But well, let me check my trip one information. So I've done like 500 Ks with that one right now, and it's over 12 liter per 100. Yes, and I don't think that I move into performance driving too much this week, so I stayed in the regular zone. And even when I look at my eco score right now, when I check the eco mode application, for anticipation I've got 4 leaf, and for speed 5, so nearly a perfect score on this one. So what's happening for right now? I think the EcoBoost is consuming a little bit more than what we've been told. If I check the other trip information, so the previous journalist with the car did the 1,100 K, and right now it's showing flat 12 liter per 100 kilometers. So once again, you're gonna have to travel probably light foot, and right now we are not equipped with winter tires or even into bad temperature, big winds, or no, this has not happened to me this week. So either I don't have the proper fuel also in this one, and the numbers are probably with 91 octane. But hey, if you own a Ford Escape with a 2.0 turbo engine and you want to share your fuel consumption with us, well, feel free to do it right down below into the comment section.